All right, Scotty, favorite quarterback you've ever played with? Russell Wilson, Desmond Ridder, Heineke, Tom Brady, James Morgan, Mike Messina.
That's a tough one, man. I've had a lot of fun playing with every one of those guys. Super Bowl with Tom Brady, so that's got to be up there. But my boy James Morgan, that boy's nice.
Bowling Green legend.
Bowling Green legend. Transferred to FIU, up in the CFL right now. Mike Messina, close second, but James Morgan takes a kick.
You heard it here first. James Morgan, better quarterback than Tom Brady. Thanks, Scotty. Taking over Green Light for Chris while he's in Montana, joined by one of my good buddies, favorite teammate of all time on the pickleball court. Also decent player on the Bucks and a good teammate for them. Scotty Miller. Scotty, how you doing, man?
Gang. What's up, Beau? How we doing?
Scooter, I've missed you, man.
Miss you too, brother. You're out there in the middle of nowhere in Minnesota, man. Need you back down in Tampa.
Come up to Minneapolis sometime. I know you're a Midwestern boy at heart.
How long is that house built? What are you on, year 7?
Yeah, hey, once it's done, don't worry. You won't be invited up. Jenna and Brody can come up, though. All right, let me gas you, Scotty, for 2 seconds. Just, kind of get the blood flowing so that I get the best interview out of you. Scotty Miller, great wide receiver, 6th-round pick out of Bowling Green. Played with him in Tampa. After your time in Tampa, Scotty, you went and played for the Falcons, and now you are about to embark on a new journey up in Pittsburgh. Kind of the calm before the storm, Scotty. How are you feeling? Like, what have you been doing on summer break? Because, everyone that doesn't know, this kind of the period of time right after mandatory vet camp in like mid to late June, and then you're off right around the 4th of July. And then everyone usually reports, like July 20th or so. So you're kind of reporting next week, man. How you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, like you said, OTAs are kind of a grind. I don't know if people know that, but it's not easy. It's tough. The days and the weeks aren't super long, but you get after it pretty good at practice. So it's nice these 6 weeks or so to kind of recharge, reset. I stay in Tampa in the off season where I started my career. Me and my wife bought a house here. So we love it down here. It's been nice just chilling with the family. I had a son during the season last year, Brody, like you said. So been chilling with him. Try to get out on the pickleball courts so I can, show you a thing or two. But no, it's been great. So but now it's about that time, 6 weeks, ready to head out, get up there and get to work.
Yeah, no, let's talk pickleball real quick before we get into more of the football stuff. You ran a 4.2840 at your pro day. Everyone always talks about that. You're a fast guy. How well does that translate on the pickleball courts?
Oh, good. Really good. It's actually probably more beneficial on the pickleball court than the football field because a football field, there's a lot of guys that can run, at that similar speed. But pickleball court, a lot of guys, little like guys like you, a little washed up, a little older. May not have that same spring explosiveness in their steps, so it really gives me the advantage out there.
Well, you might not know this, Scotty, but I actually picked up a decent partner and was able to get a win. Jake Elliott and I are the CIL pickleball champions. I got a big belt and everything. I'll send you the YouTube video.
Congratulations, man.
Jake actually hit this sick behind the back shot in like a hands battle at the net. It was really cool.
Did he? I think I might have saw that on Instagram.
I'll send that shit to you. I'll send you the video. Greenlight did a great job. Yeah, we really put together some great content up there at CIL.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the invite up there. It looked great.
I needed a good partner for once, someone that could actually get to balls on the court. All right, let's talk some actual football, man. You said OTAs are a bit of a grind. I've never played under Mike Tomlin, but I know that he has a ton of respect. From players. He's I don't know him personally, but everything I've seen, like players say great things about him as a player's coach, but also that he kind of walks that line of being a player's coach, but also a little bit of an old school kind of hard ass. I know you guys practice really hard. Like, what have been your impressions so far from like OTAs and being under a legendary coach like Mike Tomlin?
Yeah, no, just super fortunate to get to play under him, for him. I've only been with him for a couple months now, so I haven't got the full experience with the season and everything yet, but everything with Coach Mike T has been great so far. Everything you said, he just the kind of mentality that he brings every single day. Start every day with a team meeting and just kind of lays out the groundwork of what the day is going to look like, what he expects out of us, and then energy is just always super high. So just a blessing to get to play for him. And you're going to work hard, but that's what you want as a player, and that's why he's had so much success. I don't think he's ever had a losing season with the Steelers. So just really excited to get to camp. I know camp's a whole different animal. I know I talked about how OTAs is tough, but I know especially in Pittsburgh, we're going up to Latrobe. You're staying at the college in the dorms. It's gonna be a grind, but that's kind of what you look forward to.
I want to ask you about that because that's a little bit different, Scotty. I feel like that's an old school approach to training camp. I feel like he's one of the few. That's one of the few organizations that's traveled to camp. You go and you're kind of just sequestered in this area with the team. Is that like 2-3 weeks? Like, do you have a good idea of what that's like as a new player?
I don't entirely. I mean, they send out a schedule so you can kind of figure it out as you go and talk to some guys that have been on the team for a while. But it's one of those things you just learn as it goes.
Yeah.
You're out there until they tell you can leave. You're kind of forced to – you have no option but to get to know your teammates and really bond with the guys because, what else are you going to do in Latrobe, Pennsylvania? So
yeah, what are you going to do, man? Play some cards? You bring up your PC to play some video games? What you got?
The new NCAA is coming out. I don't know.
Hey, I actually wanted to hit that later in the interview here, but you going to play that at all?
I might. I mean, I really am looking forward to coming out, but I'm one of those guys where once camp gets going, though, it's hard for me to you get back to in the dorms in this case at about 8:00, and it's tough for me to turn on the game and get going because once I start gaming, I'm like in that mode, locked in, trying to win or whatever I'm doing. So
and then it's 1 a.m. and you got practice at 6.
Exactly. I'm like, man, this is a big mistake. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So
okay, I want to ask you, staying on the training camp topic. I know you probably got the Sunday scaries a little bit with camp coming up. You just get that, that anticipation, kind of that feeling where like, all right, it's time to fucking go. But it's so different. Like, obviously we get along well and, football players, but it's two very different positions. I was a fucking early down run stuffing nose guard. You're a burning wide receiver that runs a 4.2 40. What is camp like for you? Because I can't even imagine what it's like to be a wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, I think that's something that makes football like the best sport ever is that you can have a guy like you and a guy like me that are both playing the same sport, but yet we're living in two entirely different worlds.
Yeah.
I mean, how physical your game is and, how really not physical my game is. It can be when you're getting in there and blocking and stuff like that, but it's also like people talk about practicing with pads, practicing with no pads. For a receiver, it really doesn't make much of a difference.
Yeah.
Because it's more of the miles on your body. Especially for me, I'm usually running a lot of deep routes. So the hardest thing for me is just soft tissue injuries and staying healthy as far as all that goes. So it's really just staying on top of my body in that regard. So when you're talking about 4 or 5 days in a row and you got to hit these top speeds of 22 miles an hour every single day, or else you're not going to be performing at a high level, that's sort of the biggest challenge for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny you say that because for me as a nose guard, there's no difference in no pads versus pads because I still am like lining up right over the ball. I'm still going to get blocked with the same blocking schemes. Like sometimes you're in no pads, you're like, well, shit, man, like this, it doesn't make a fucking difference, Right. What I mean? But it's funny, like, if I had a rep when I was playing where I wasn't contacted, it was like bizarre. And I'm sure it's different for you because it's just so much more running. It's you're sprinting nonstop, whereas for me, it's more joint injuries, not the soft tissue stuff that you're saying, man. So it's such an interesting perspective. All right, moving on here. I want to talk about, going to a new team because shit, when we were together, you were a young buck down in Tampa, but now you're on your third team. And I played for, 3 different teams. I was with 3 different teams. I played for 2 different teams. Patriots legend, baby. Never took a single snap. Fucking love it. Go Pats. But just kind of what's it like? Like, talk to me about what it's like to you kind of wake up one day, you're like, oh shit, I'm on my 3rd team. I'm in my 6th year. Like, I'm a vet now. Is that kind of how it feels?
No, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, especially for me because the NFL was never something like I knew I was for sure going to make it. Like, I was a super under recruited kid coming out of high school. Growing up, I'm like, man, it's my dream to start on my high school team, a big high school in Illinois. And then all of a sudden just, end up going to Bowling Green as my only FBS offer, playing while there, getting drafted. Everything's just been so crazy. Getting to play with Tom, winning a Super Bowl. Everything's kind of happened so fast and so crazy. And I still feel like one of the younger guys, but, going into year 6 is wild. 3rd team, having a kid now. It's just like a lot of different,
life comes at you quick, Scooter.
No, it does. Yeah. Now can't come home and just lay on the couch anymore and hop on Fortnite. So
well, you can, but you probably shouldn't.
you can, but yeah, the wife probably won't be too happy. But yeah, no. So it's cool. It's a lot different, I would say, going into these new environments. You got to meet a whole bunch of new people, and then the living situation is probably the hardest part that I don't think a lot of people understand. Is like moving out there, trying to figure out where to live in a new city. For my case, only being on 1-year deal last year, 1-year deal this year, it's kind of hard to find a spot. You don't want to buy furniture because you have your place back. I have my place in Tampa, so I'm just figuring out all the logistics like that, getting the family up here. But at the end of the day, you're living out your dream, and there's nothing else I'd rather be doing. So
exactly. No, the thing that I always kind of think about is you go to these different teams, you kind of pick up, stuff from different schemes, different players, and you bring it along to your next stop. And you were fortunate, like you said, you mentioned Tom. You're with Arthur Smith again, right, in Pittsburgh now, and you're with him in Atlanta. So that's kind of a familiar face. But I feel like we had such a good group of wide receivers. My time in the Bucks, guys like Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cam Brate, that you're able to like learn from. Like, what's some stuff that you learn from, a relationship with like Tom Brady? I know that's your guy. And then like Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, like what's some stuff you learned from them that you've kind of picked up and moved on and carried with you to your other stops?
Yeah, no, I mean, Cam Brate's one guy I probably tried to stay away from. The way he went about his business was something, I didn't really want to emulate. But those other guys like Chris and Mike, like you said, I was just so fortunate when I got drafted to have those two in the room. Yep. And just to see how they work. I think they're two of the best superstars as far as coming to work every day, not saying anything, just working super hard. And obviously they're insane talents. So it was just
very different players too. I feel like,
super different players, and then super different from me as well, but you pick up on so many of the little things that they do, on an everyday basis. So it was awesome to play with them. Also, AB was with us. Julio was with us. Cole Beasley was one of my favorite players growing up. I was a Cowboys fan. He was with us for a couple weeks. So it was just like a ridiculous amount of receivers that have just done so much in the NFL, which in one aspect made it difficult to get on the field. And there just like at points wasn't a ton of continuity, but also to get to learn and see how all these guys were so great. Definitely has helped me in my career, just becoming the best player I could be. Yeah.
And it's pretty dope to win a Super Bowl with Tom Brady also, huh?
Yeah.
All you fuckers had to go win that one without me. I went to New England 2020. You was on IR rehabbing in Tampa. Hearing you guys win a Super Bowl, I was like, come on, man. Brutal.
Hey, missed out, brother.
Missed out, dude. All right, let's talk a little bit more about Pittsburgh. I think that's a place where I really would have loved to play. I've played at Heinz Field, or what's it called these days? Acrisure Stadium. Yeah. A number of times. It's a really fun place to play. Renegade comes on. Have you played there before?
I played there, I think, just one time.
Okay.
And it was an unbelievable atmosphere at the time I was there. So I'm excited to get to play there every week.
I mean, I'm a little bit of an Eagles homer. Who's the better fan base, Philadelphia Eagles or Pittsburgh Steelers?
Considering that my wife is from Jersey, big Giants fans, all I've ever been told is how ruthless and terrible the Eagles fans are. So I got to go with the Steelers.
Go Birds, Scooter. But let's talk a little bit about what's it like. I mentioned Arthur Smith. You had him, when you were in Atlanta, to kind of go to a new team but have the familiarity with that offensive scheme, a guy that, probably understands your skill set and how you like to play the game. Like, how nice is that to kind of have that at a new team?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's super beneficial for a guy like me. It makes the transition very seamless. I really enjoyed my time in Atlanta with him. He was the head coach, but he was also running the show on offense last year. So, I mean, as far as learning the playbook, day one, I pretty much know everything. Obviously, there's going to be a little tweaks and changes with the different quarterbacks and stuff like that. But it's been great. I think Arthur does a great job. I love his mentality, the way he comes to work every day. I think he fits in great with kind of the Steelers culture that Coach Tomlin kind of lays down. So it's been great so far. Our time's great. It's been great with the Steelers, the stuff we've been able to do in OTAs, and just excited for the type of guys we have on our offense, just the different things we'll be able to do. Arthur's super creative with his offense and in the run game and then the play action. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I mean, that run game will really help set up play action go balls. And speaking of go balls, let's talk about my guy, Wisconsin Badger. There for 1 year, but you watch like Sunday Night Football or Monday night or whatever. Russ is always he's saying Badgers. He's a big Badger guy. What have been your impressions of Russell Wilson so far? And I mean, he's historically great with the deep ball, especially like off of a broken pocket, off the scramble. How's your guys' chemistry coming along so far?
No, it's great. He's super cool. Great to work with him. He's a super hard worker. So, like you said, he's known for that deep ball. I mean, you see him with Lockett, with DK. I mean, over and over again. So, I mean, first day when we came to work and we were throwing deep balls, I was just like, wow, this is amazing. He floats it so high up in the air, and every time it just falls right in the breadbasket. So, for a guy like me, you couldn't ask for anything more. Also, Justin Fields has a great deep ball as well. Can make plays outside of the pocket. So you kind of have the best of both worlds there.
Hey, that's a smart wide receiver there. Shout out both quarterbacks. Give them both love. That way they feed you the ball. That's
right.
That's a vet move, Scooter.
That's it right there. Yeah, you learn 6 years in. You got to find a way.
All right, Scotty. Favorite quarterback you've ever played with? Russell Wilson, Desmond Ridder, Heineke, Tom Brady, James Morgan, Mike Messina.
That's a tough one, man. I've had a lot of fun playing with every one of those guys. Super Bowl with Tom Brady, so that's got to be up there. But my boy James Morgan, that boy's nice.
Bowling Green legend.
Transferred to FIU, up in the CFL right now. Mike Messina, close second, but James Morgan takes a kick.
You heard it here first. James Morgan, better quarterback than Tom Brady. Thanks, Scotty. You gonna play any special teams with Justin Fields?
Yeah, Justin Fields. Yeah, they're talking about. I think Jalen Warren said on the podcast he's gonna be our starting kick return. So we'll see what happens there.
You guys might have to fight for those reps. I know you're a big special teams guy.
Huge.
Oh God. Okay, what the fuck else did I want to ask you? Oh, this is a question I have for you. Have you? I know Receiver just came out on Netflix. Have you watched any of that at all?
My wife has started watching a bit, so I've watched it a little bit with her here and there, but I haven't, been too locked in on it yet.
Yeah, I haven't been able to check it out, but I did see one clip that I thought was really interesting. Devontae Adams, I think he said it to Max Crosby. He basically said that getting off the line versus press is very similar to like a D-lineman hitting a pass rush move against an offensive lineman. I was wondering if you like how you feel about that. You kind of agree with that? Because I remember seeing Mike, because Mike would get pressed a lot in Tampa, and he's got these big, long arms, and he would hit like club arm overs, almost like these hump moves, like a Reggie White hump move to get open and create that space. You feel like there's a lot of similarities there?
No, it's funny you say that because Mike for sure does it. Mike does a great job too, kind of using his hands with his feet together, very similar to what D-linemen do. And yeah, I would definitely say that. I mean, I remember my rookie year, I went to Florida State with Jameis, and he had this trainer, Otis, who still trains him.
Otis, legend, dude.
Legend.
Those workouts are legendary.
Team Murda out there snapping the ball. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So I remember Otis had a bag set up and had us doing D-line drills, and I'm like, man, what are we doing? I don't know if this is translate. But then when you really start doing it, you realize how similar it really is.
Yeah.
And how much it can really help you. So I'd love to see you what that release is looking like.
Hey, we'll have a little. You know how they do like tight end U? We'll have like a wide receiver D-line U. Yeah, we'll just chop it up. Yeah, perfect. You teach me how to speed rush. I'll teach you how to bull rush. It's great.
Yeah, amazing.
Hey, so if you're a D-lineman, let's say we get you on the edge in a 3-point stance. What move are you gonna hit?
I mean, I think if Tristan Wirfs is out there at left tackle, I think I could get him with. I'm going speed up field, get him to overreact, spin back under. I don't know how he stops at it being that big.
Yeah, hit him with that Elvis Doomerville.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I got a couple more. I really appreciate you coming on here, Scotty. I'm getting the most out of you. I got a couple more questions for you. Like I said, I'm a fucking nose guard. I have no idea what it's like to be a wide receiver in the NFL. What is the hardest ball to catch? Is it an underthrown deep ball? Is it something where you're near the sideline and you got to make sure you toe tap and get it in? Is it an overthrown ball? What's the hardest ball to kind of track in the air?
For me, the deep balls is kind of where I've made my living in the NFL, and those are a lot of people say those are tough, and I agree, but I practice it so much, so maybe not. But the deep balls that are you have to kind of turn your head and almost look straight in the air for it.
Yeah,
I think are pretty hard, but that's the moneymaker because it's usually a 50-yarder that you got to make.
Yeah.
The one I'd really say that I think is tough is a one-step now, or when you just kind of come screaming inside.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the quarterback got to put some heat on it to get you the ball, and it's just on you so quick. And I think I would say personally that's probably as funny as it sounds, that's probably one of the tougher
Just
ones.
from a timing standpoint.
Timing, says IE's so quick, usually the balls with a lot of velocity, so I think it's pretty tough.
Got it. What's it like to catch a touchdown in the NFL?
Pretty cool. Not much better than maybe hitting the third shot drop in pickleball, but besides that, it's up there.
I'm a banger, dude. You know that.
Yeah, not much touch in your game.
Fucking tell me that on the court, Scooter. Want to try to, so obviously you're going to be in the AFC North now. I always love hearing about guys who, you kind of end up playing the same guys over and over again in the NFL. Like, I feel like I had AQ Shipley on a couple weeks ago or a month or two ago or whatever, and I played him on like 3 different teams. Are any guys that you've played against a ton, or like a guy where you just have a ton of respect for him? Maybe he doesn't get a lot of love, but like anyone that's just a tough matchup for you, especially like defensive backfield, a guy that you have a lot of respect for?
Honestly, like with the way I've been playing is like, so, I'm like, I play inside, I play outside, I play a lot of different spots. So I don't get a lot of matchups where I'm with the guy all game.
Yep.
But like I will speak on like guys that I've played with on the Bucs specifically for 4 years, like going up against Carlton Davis, and now he's with Detroit. They just traded him out there, but just to see what he was able to do on the line of scrimmage, just with his length and coming from like the MAC, and you don't see guys like that matching up against him every day. And one-on-ones is just like, wow, this is a whole different ballgame. I can't just do what I used to do. I got to be creative, be shifty, slide certain ways, use different releases. So him is a guy that I got a lot of respect for. Last year I played with AJ Terrell and Jeff Okuda, but Jeff got hurt in training camp for us. But just both those guys too, super talented, first-round picks. So those are guys I've spent a ton of time going against in practice, and guys that I got a lot of respect for.
Yeah, you always have those dudes in practice where you're like, fuck, man, like I'm so sorry. I'm so sick of lining up against you. Like,
especially in camp when you see a guy like, or OTAs like.
That was me and Jensen, bro. That was me and Jensen in Tampa, and Jensen.
You guys look alike too. So
get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, you motherfucker. I fucking should have seen that coming a mile away. All right. How many, now that you're up in Pittsburgh, you've been saying yins a lot or what?
Yeah, yins, going to that little sandwich shop with the fries on it, doing all the Pittsburgh stuff, strip district.
That's Pimani's, I believe. Scotty, come on, man. You're going to piss off all the Steelers fans before you're even up there.
I've been there for like a month, so I'm still trying to get it down, but it's been good.
You're going to have to take Jenna and Brody up to Pimani's.
Yeah, I know. I do. Brody would love it.
Yeah, that'd be great for him, man. Well, hey, it's been great having you on, man. I miss you. Hopefully we can hang out soon, and hope you have a great camp, dude. Yeah,
I appreciate it, brother. Next time, if I'm on again, make sure you let Cowboy talk to me through the instructions about getting on the app, because
it took 45 minutes to get Scooter on this interview. I felt like I was walking through my boomer parents through how to do their first Zoom call. It's tough.
I understand why you guys have producers and stuff like that. So
hey, they got to try to
make us, brother.
They got to make us look good, Scotty. It's not easy.
That's right. Oh, there he is.
That's just so everyone knows, these are the 2 real athletes of the Miller household, Jenna and Brody.
That's right.
Jenna is a collegiate. I
heard you talking about pickleball, and did Scotty mention our record against each other?
No, drop it in here, Jenna. What do you got for us?
It's 3-0. So just remember, though.
Hey, the real athlete of the family, Jenna.
But I have to hold Brody while we play, though, so that's why.
Yeah, hey, well, don't drop the baby.
Can't drop the future, man.
Can't drop the future. Jenna, great to see you. Brody, getting big, man. He's me a nose guy, Scooter.
Yeah, I hope that.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, yes, sir. Thank you. See you, brother.